Hello and welcome to the Wrestle Vomit Podcast. We are back with episode 2, as always, for all the Vomit Podcast. I'm your host, Mac Taylor, and with me today again are the Cunninghams, Amber and Joe. We were supposed to record this on Amber's birthday, but my internet was an asshole, so we're recording it today. But I'm not wearing my AMC uniform this time, so that's better. It's more aesthetically pleasing.
Ride it.
So we had NXT Takeover in your house last weekend. I was actually in their house watching Takeover. It was a really solid pay-per-view minus one match. I think one match really was more of an NXT week product with the Xia Li and Mercedes Martinez. It's not that it was a bad match. It was just that it felt like something that should have been on the TV program and not necessarily on the pay-per-view card.
Right.
But both are good performers. The storyline is, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Xia Li, but like I said, it just felt like something that was ripped right out of the NXT program and just shoved on the pay-per-view for time purposes. Just, I don't know. What do you guys think about it?
I think they could have found something else.
Yeah. I don't really know what they're trying to do with like the whole storyline with Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
Because she fought Raquel a couple weeks ago for the NXT Women's title.
I heard she could get a main roster bump up.
She might, because she was a part of Retribution.
Yeah.
When they first showed up.
I know that she was up to be Eva Marie's bodyguard instead of Piper Niven.
Oh.
But I honestly think that would have worked better.
Yep.
Than Piper Niven, but they went with her instead. So I know she could stay in NXT now that position is no longer available. But right. I know she was in the talk for it.
Huh.
Or maybe Eva's going to be paired with different people. So.
That would be hilarious. But we'll talk about that. I hate Eva Marie, but I actually like what they're doing with this gimmick. So. But then the rest of the Takeover card was really good. We had the winner take all match between MSK and Bronson Reed and Legado del Fantasma. That match was fucking awesome. Like, what a way!
Oh, of course.
And so Bronson
good.
Destroyed Escobar in that fucking barricade. Like,
dude, he put him straight through that thing, man. It was awesome. I'm sure Amber wasn't too happy about it because she loves Escobar.
I don't love it. I like.
Well, I mean. But all 6 of these guys are just fantastic performers. Like this.
Oh, dude, it was a nonstop match, man. From bell to bell, dude. It was just fucking get it, and they all fucking. Got
I was surprised they opened with it, but at the same time, it was a great way to start the show. Like, it makes sense to have that high energy kind of thing there to start off. And now it looks like that, we got some new challengers coming for MSK. They're gonna have to take it to a new level if they want to beat a new challenger.
Yeah, we'll get to that one.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but it's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah.
So then also we had the ladder match for the $1 Million Championship that saw LA Knight beating Cameron Grimes, which I thought was a great booking decision. To get, Cameron Grimes is gonna be that we want to see him win, but we gotta have all the obstacles in place to really cement that win to make it mean something. And it also makes the $1 Million title mean something that LA Knight has it and Cameron Grimes is going to chase it. Because if Cameron Grimes just got it, then it's like, well, who's next for it? You know what I'm saying?
Right. That was a good match too, though, man. I mean,
you
can't ever go wrong with a ladder match.
LA Knight was like trying not to bump hard. Like, there was a couple times you could see he was like pulling it a little bit. And I'm like, look, man, like if you're going to be in a ladder match, you got to be ready to do some ladder match bumps.
Yep.
If you want to be in the spotlight, you're gonna have to fucking land on a ladder a couple of times. So I wasn't a big fan of that, especially since Grimes fucking obliterated himself there in the finishing spot of that.
Yep, he sure did, man. He was the one that went through the damn ladder. I was like, oh well, son of a bitch. Get it.
But again, we have more on that later too when we talk about NXT. So I mean, it's perfect setup.
Yeah.
Although the painted gold ladder was a bit tacky, but the rest of it was fine.
It was cool. It was a cool match, dude. I enjoyed that one.
Then we had Ember versus Raquel Gonzalez for the women's title. Great match. I love Ember Moon. She's one of my favorite performers. She fucking killed it. And I love Raquel as champ. I think she's a good fit. Obviously, I'm such a big Ember Moon fan that I want her to win. But I understand what they're doing with Raquel. I completely understand what they're doing. So
Yeah, they got to have a new dominant woman in the women's
Mhm.
division because, Rhea's gone.
Yeah, and I think, and they also have this thing with Kai. We all talked Sunday, like they're gonna split at some point, and there's
Yeah.
gonna be a feud. So right now, and I think it might have something to do because they get a shot at the way soon. I think this may be where the friction builds.
Could be.
Because I don't think they're gonna win the tag titles back.
No, I don't think so either.
But yes, great match. Both women, fantastic performers.
And
Great
Shotzi
stuff.
came back.
And Shotzi came back.
Good to
That was
see her
fun.
back.
What was the fourth match? I'm trying to remember what the hell. Because then obviously we had our 5-way.
Right. I think
match.
the fourth match was Zaya versus Mercedes.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
And then we had our main event, which saw Karrion Kross versus Peter Dune versus Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. This match was pretty goddamn awesome.
Dude, it was the best match on the card.
Mostly when Kross was somewhere else and the four guys just got to wrestle.
Yep.
Yeah.
The combination moves were just amazing. But every time Karrion popped up, you're like, and now the match is gonna slow down and he's gonna throw everybody around the ring.
Yeah, because that's all he did, dude. The other four guys in that match were the ones that showcased that whole match.
Mm-hmm.
Karrion was just coming in and picking up the scraps.
MVP goes to Gargano, though. He had some fucking brilliant spots.
He did, dude. He really did.
I mean, everybody killed it, but like, I don't know. Gargano had just a little. He's Johnny Takeover. He does what he does.
Yeah.
He definitely stole the show.
Yeah. I think him and Cole fucking just.
Well, that Panama Sunrise is just a beautiful move. It really is. It's hard to take that away from him.
Yeah.
I mean, Amber picked him to win, even though she hates him.
Yep.
That says something.
He was going to be the only one that had a shot, man.
I thought Peter Dune had a shot. I did.
He came close a couple times. They all did, really.
Yeah. It was a great match. Again, and every time Karrion Kross was gone, it was a perfect scenario.
It's so dumb, man.
But that was Takeover. But it was a solid show. Takeovers usually are. You're hard pressed to find a bad Takeover event.
Exactly. Again, it's NXT.
It's easier to find a bad WWE pay-per-view.
It's actually supremely easy.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, Takeover is great. So then we got our week in WWE, which the past couple of Raws haven't been pure dog shit, but they've been pretty shit still.
Yeah.
They got a little better than the past, but again, a little bit. We have to give a little credit, just a little.
Yeah.
So we started out and we've drug on this fucking Nikki Cross, Charlotte Rhea thing. I don't know why Nikki is the tool that they have to use to tell this story when the story's already presented itself.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, she did get a roll-up victory on Charlotte because Rhea got in the way. I gave this match 1 star just because stop making Nikki Cross look so incredibly weak. Like she's a wrestler. She's good. She's just small.
Yeah.
So yeah,
she's got potential for sure.
And then we had Jeff Hardy versus John Morrison, and they only gave him like 9 minutes. I'm like, these two are like future Hall of Famer material. You're gonna give them 9 minutes?
Yeah, that's a short match, dude. That's a really short match.
Yeah, as I wrote in my notes, I'm like, disrespectful to these two people. And they got their spots in as much as they could, but in 6 minutes, you can't have more than a 2-star match in 6 minutes. You just can't.
No, there's not enough that happens to make it,
And then Cedric Alexander came out and was like, I want another match. And Jeff Hardy's like, oh, I'll put my career on the line. I'm like, wait, what? Excuse me? What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If Jeff puts his career on the line, that's a pay-per-view match, Vince. That is not a 3-minute match on Raw.
No.
You fucking asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jeff got, Morrison came up to him and sprayed him in the face with that
the
drip stick. And it's like, oh, well, there goes that.
Yep. Let's take our future Hall of Famers and make them look like carnies.
Character, personality right now with this drip shit.
I find it humorous. I do.
It is, but it's
creepy.
It's weird. It is weird. I get it,
It's Johnny Drip Drip.
But
No.
they could do something.
But
else
like it's just frustrating because we've seen the great matches Jeff can have. We've seen the great matches John Morrison. In fact, we've seen the great match they can have with each other when they were feuding for the Intercontinental Championship all those years ago.
Yep.
These guys can perform. Let them fucking perform.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Cedric too.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have 3 incredible athletes that you're going to give in grand total 11 minutes of screen time. Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. Jeff deserves better than that.
But they'll give Bobby Lashley all the time with this.
They give the whole train more time than these guys. The whole train.
Now we're really calling them.
This is like it's a reoccurring.
It's official.
Pattern,
it's official now. They are the whole train.
Yeah, it's a reoccurring pattern because it's the same shit we talked about last week too.
So then we got the debut, kind of Eva Marie. It's really the debut of Piper Niven.
Piper Niven.
And they used Naomi, which I didn't like that. Like Naomi's so much better than this.
Yep.
But I did give it 2 stars because I like the gimmick of Eva Marie making someone else wrestle for her and then taking credit for the win. Although I hate
she was gonna wrestle when she walked out like that.
Yeah.
You did not.
No. But I hate Eva Marie, and it has nothing to do with wrestling. She's a shitty wrestler, but
yeah, she was
on Celebrity Big Brother 2.
Oh.
And she went against my boy Tom Green, and I've hated her ever since.
Tom Green. She went against Tom Green, the Tom Green.
Tom Green and his alliance partner Kato Kalin from the OJ trial. She tried to go against them, and I have never forgiven her since. But also, she's a shitty wrestler.
Yeah, she's not good, dude. That's why she got let go in the first place.
She does have a great physique.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, she looks good.
But apparently nobody taught her how to wrestle ever.
Yeah.
So in a world when you fire Ruby Riott and you rehire Eva Marie, this feels like we're going back to the Divas era, and I don't want that at all.
Yeah, no.
Now when you got girls like from NXT that can really be on fire.
You have a lot of them.
Some on Raw and some on SmackDown, but they don't showcase them enough. Like,
no,
they just want them to walk around like Eva Marie.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
So annoying. Not only do you ruin my wrestling, but you ruin my reality TV, and that's a no-go for me.
You should catch her on old reruns of Total Divas.
I have watched her I watched it when it came out, and I hated her then too.
Her fake dancing to get with Fandango. She's like, I can dance. I know how to dance, and she did not know how.
Yeah, she's great at getting herself opportunities. She's just really shit performer.
Yeah.
So, good on her for being able to sell herself. Yeah. Then we got Riddle talking to Jeff about being a good tag partner. I loved this, but I love everything Riddle does.
Yeah.
Then we had New Day versus RK Bro. Like, RK Bro is a first time actually being branded as RK Bro, like on the screen. Yeah. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Love both teams too.
Yeah.
And they did a good job because they made the New Day actually look like solid tag veterans. Like Kofi and Xavier kept just getting one over on RK Bro because they've been teaming for years.
Exactly.
And even though they didn't get the win in the end, they looked solid. And that's good. That's how you book your tag division. It only took you like 3 years to figure that out. But RK Bro gets the victory, and there's still that tension of Orton not quite acknowledging, because that's the thing about Orton. You never know if he's going to RKO you or just walk to the back. Like, great character work. What'd you guys?
It was a decent match. I thought Woods was gonna steal one because he fucking rolled up. I can't remember if it was Orton or Riddle. I think it was Riddle. With that schoolboy. I was like, oh, and like he had it in high too, dude. I was like, that's it. New Day's got this, but he kicked out of it, and then Kofi got worked over for a while. Woods finally got the tag, and then he did that little roll thing into the RKO.
That was a beautiful combination.
Oh yeah, it was done really well. Really well.
Yeah,
it was a good match though.
Really good match. I gave that 3 stars.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Then we had a WrestleMania rematch, although they didn't advertise it like that. God damn it, WWE. It's right there. It's in your fucking lap.
Yeah.
Asuka versus Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
Good match. These two can't have a bad match. Like,
no,
the match itself was fine, but it's just like Asuka needs to do something else.
Yep.
Get out of the Rhea Ripley picture. It's only affecting you negatively.
Yep. She had her title run, she had it for a long time.
Exactly. But Ripley wins clean here. There's no shenanigans till after the match.
Yep.
Whereas Nikki Cross, there was shenanigans. Asuka just gets put down easy here. And it's like, all right, now it's clear. Like, let's end this shit and move on. Like,
yep.
If next week on Raw after Hell in a Cell, we still have to deal with this fucking shit, I'm gonna be so mad. Like, you have other women in your division. You have Naomi, but you're just bitching out to Piper Niven. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
No offense to Piper Niven, but she's Naomi.
She's talented.
Yeah.
I've heard mixed reviews about her. I've seen her wrestle, and I think she has potential.
Yeah, she does.
I don't know. She's sloppy. I don't think she's sloppy.
But unfortunately, she's just going to get overshadowed by Eva Marie somehow. So
that's exactly what's going to happen.
Because once they don't need Piper Niven to get Eva Marie in anymore, she's done.
Yeah.
Although this is going to piss you off, though. I heard that they're changing her name from Piper Niven to Dewdrop.
Dewdrop?
Dewdrop?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Why?
That's a great question.
What in the fuck? Who came up with that fucking stupid ass name?
I don't know. Probably Bruce Pritchard.
Oh my god, dude.
Dewdrop. She doesn't look like a dewdrop.
Dewdrop.
That's probably why she was wearing blue. Gotta sell the water. Yeah, I know, but they're like, hey, make sure you wear your blue ring gear.
Dude,
so you can do this whole gimmick thing.
When I first saw her, you know who immediately popped in my head?
Who?
Fucking Blue Meanie, dude.
Now I can't unsee that.
No.
I don't know.
They don't look at all.
So then we still got MVP trying to recruit Kofi. And I actually, now, if they do break the New Day up, which I hope they don't, but I think Woods will turn before Kofi. Because MVP's tried to turn Kofi. Kofi's not gonna.
No.
But a heel Xavier Woods, that works. That works. And it could give Xavier that singles push he needs.
Yep.
And if they do that, that's fine. But I just love the New Day so much. It's kind of hard for me to see a world where they don't exist.
Right.
Well, they kind of don't. It's only portions.
Shut up, Amber. We're clinging to it.
KO and Big E are not New Day.
Well, Big E's still in the New Day. He's just like when Kofi had the Kofi Mania thing. They're still part of the team. They're just doing their own thing.
Yep.
But if Xavier turns, then they're no longer a team.
No, they won't be. They won't be.
Then we got Lashley and his hoe train. I wrote that down.
Lashley and the hose.
And just another promo where Drew's just like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to prove just how
got this
tough
great
I am.
Strategy.
I'm so Scottish. I love Drew to death. It's just like we get the same thing every Raw. It's like 7 segments for Lashley and Drew. And Drew's been in the main title picture for over a year.
Yeah.
It's time to move on.
It's gonna happen after tonight, dude, because he's not gonna beat Lashley.
Then we got Alexa.
To get another shot.
Right.
If he loses.
That's true. That's the stipulation.
But while Lashley is champion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Which he probably won't be for very long after this. If what happens tonight happens the way I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah. I think I know what they're talking about. You have to do your Vince accent or impersonation.
Oh, we'll get to it. We'll get
to it. I'm waiting for
it. So we had Alexa versus Nia, and we just got a bunch of nonsense with this.
It could have been so good.
And also, is Reginald like a possessed puppet now?
Yeah, I don't know. They both did that.
That was stupid.
Head thing. And
yeah.
Reginald was like, "Oh, sorry, I was in a trance."
I was watching I believe it was an Elimination Chamber with Alexa in it back when she just wrestled, and I'm like, man, she's just so good. Like, I understand that they paired her with the Fiend, but that's gone now. So can we just like let her wrestle again?
Yeah. Well, this is the first match that she's actually wrestled
in a long time.
A long time.
She didn't wrestle Randy Orton. She dropped shit on him.
Oh yeah.
And then straddled him, and his wife was upset.
Yes. Well,
I mean,
all that match did was fuel Twitter.
Yeah.
I gave it 2 stars though, just because I was happy to see Alexa. That is literally the only reason. It should have just got 1 star. Speaking of 1-star matches, Elias and Jackson Riker had a bullshit match
here
again.
we go.
That ended in another count out.
He's scared. He's scared of Riker, dude, because he knows Riker would whoop his ass.
So are we just gonna get like a no DQ match at some point, or
it might be tonight?
Falls count anywhere? Just slap it on the pre-show.
Yeah, it could happen tonight.
Or maybe this was his final match on Raw. He's gonna.
Both of them are gonna get out.
Oh shit.
We have Rick Boogs now. We don't need the musical accompaniment, Elias.
Right, but I mean,
Or they could team up when they have the draft. Get on the same show.
They could put Elias and Rick Boogs together.
Doesn't really
do not taint Rick Boogs with Elias. Okay, he's a beautiful unicorn man that needs to be solo or just playing Shinsuke's entrance theme, even when they're not together anymore.
Right.
So yeah, 1 star bullshit finish. Then we got, it was McIntyre versus Styles, but it turned into McIntyre and the Viking Raiders versus Styles, Lashley, and Omos. But when McIntyre and Styles were squaring off, man, that was just a fun match. Like those two, I mean, that could be a pay-per-view main event match at any given time. Like those Styles is one of the best purely professional wrestlers that's come out of like the last decade.
Yep.
As far as his ability in the ring, the guy nails it. But when we brought in the Viking Raiders and Omos and Lashley, I was like, oh, here we go. Omos is going to be throwing it. Like, Omos bitched out the Viking Raiders. And I'm like, that's the whole point of the Viking Raiders going against him, is because, like, Ivar, okay. The way Ivar took that bump, you could tell he just flipped it. Like, you're not going to shove that big of a man that far, like, without him consenting to it, okay? If Ivar wanted to, like, you ain't knocking his ass down.
Yeah.
I was so pissed. I was like, oh, you only brought the Viking Raiders in just to bitch him out for their title shot. Like, God damn it. Yeah. They're like, Omos is such a fucking gargantuan. I'm like, he looks like he's about to fall down. And then he looks like a half chopped tree 90% of the time.
Oh my God.
He looks like he'll fall. I'm like, the man can't even fucking stand up. Why is he in a wrestling ring?
Right. He's not one of those guys. He kind of reminds me of like Giant Gonzalez.
Or kind of the Great Khali, where it's like, he's a big man, but he only like chops, throws. But, get on the top rope, Omos.
He does this a lot, I thought.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know what to do with himself.
No. He's just a big guy that, will draw people to like his,
What do you do when you have a big man? You get a bigger man.
Get a bigger man.
No one's bigger than Omos. So strong.
So strong. Fucking Vince.
Fucking hate it. And like there was a point where like they were waiting for Lashley to change into his ring gear.
Yeah.
To go to the match.
Yeah, because he's got to wear
his 3-on-2 match for
a
minute.
What
the fuck are you doing, Raw? Be prepared. You knew Lashley was gonna be in this match. Why wasn't he just wearing his wrestling shit out there?
They forgot to tell him. They forgot to tell him.
He's like, oh yeah, just give me a couple minutes. I gotta go to the back. And
let me just strip off my vest and my shirt, and I'll be good to go.
That was so stupid. I was like, why are we watching this right now?
Yeah, dumb.
So then we're gonna go, whenever I get my notes together here, to a better show, NXT.
Yay!
Where we had the rehiring and arrival of Samoa Joe.
Yes.
The crowd went fucking bananas
ape shit
for this. They were into it because Cross comes out, tries to intimidate Regal, but you're not going to intimidate Samoa Joe.
Fuck no, dude.
And he's going to join as, he can't compete, but he can lay hands if you lay hands on him, as Adam Cole found out later.
Yep.
But this was great. It was great to see Joe back. In NXT, they're gonna use him well. And I think we have set up how the strap's gonna come off Cross. Because eventually Cross is gonna cause enough commotion, I think, to where it's gonna be Joe versus Cross NXT title.
Yep.
And Joe's gonna whoop his ass.
Yes.
Or as the crowd said, Joe's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
I love that chant.
Yes.
I have to ask a question though.
Okay.
Karrion Kross was basically not a heel with the crowd. People would cheer him and sing along, right?
Not anymore.
It seemed like they were working extra hard to make him hated with William Regal.
Yeah.
Well, I think after
Both
Takeover,
fine.
he was pretty goddamn hated for every time a good wrestling match was starting. He fucked it up. At least for me, anyway.
Yeah.
But I know they wanted to take him to the main roster.
Yep.
And you know, they're probably gonna fuck it up. So go ahead, put the rocket on his back, have it explode in his fucking face. Just get him off NXT.
Yeah.
And let the wrestlers wrestle.
Yep.
So whatever it takes. If Joe's got to fucking punch him in the larynx, I don't care. Just get him off my screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I'd hate him as much if he was on Raw or SmackDown. I just don't like him taking away from everybody on NXT because he doesn't.
Well, yeah, because they put a rocket to him and he bypassed every step and just went straight to the, beating. Well, first it was beating Keith Lee, who had all that momentum, and then beating.
Keith Lee, who? Where is he?
Exactly, because Great American Bash in a couple weeks that they set up for here, and that's where Keith Lee beat Adam Cole for the title. And now, who's Keith Lee? We don't even know anymore.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
it is very sad because he is so talented.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I don't like Cross is because he just, he came in.
Not really his fault.
And 2-3 weeks later,
Cross is probably a solid dude, but God damn it, when this happens, and when Sheamus first came in, he got the rocket strapped to him. I hated him then. When Drew first came in, he had the rocket strapped. I hated him then. When you get to bypass all the steps all these other guys had to crawl through, I hate you.
Yeah,
because you didn't earn it.
Right, exactly.
And it actually takes away from you as a performer.
When you say Drew McIntyre, though, he was in there when he was younger, though. Are you talking about that time? Because he didn't really get pushed.
He was going to.
Did he? Okay.
Like, remember when he first came in 2009 and Vince is like, "You're the chosen one. This man's going to be WWE champion," which he was right. But it would take a long time. But
very long time.
True is that blew up in his face. He ended up in 3MB with Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal, got his ass beat to everybody.
I forgot all about that.
Leaves the company, gets jacked, goes to TNA, becomes a monster, fights Bobby Lashley there, comes to WWE, then gets his redemption story. Then people want to see him win because he's went through the hoops.
Yep.
Same thing with Triple H. He had the rock when he was Hunter Hearst Helms. They had the rocket strapped to his back. Then the whole curtain call thing happened. Then Warrior whooped his ass. Then he went to the bottom of the card. And then he became the King of Kings and all that. You have to have that natural come up.
Yep.
When you just go straight to the main event, people hate you.
Yeah. He did have
and you also fuck the company's daughter too. That also helps. That Triple H is one of the smartest businessmen I've ever met. Okay. That is a solid job security.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, it didn't hurt. She's Stephanie and she's, decent looking. It's not like you gotta really work for it.
Yeah.
True. But like, even if she was like the ugliest person in the world, I still wouldn't say anything about it because, he's doing what he's got to do to keep his job.
Yep.
You're a hoe, babe.
I'm a businessman, Amber. I do what I got to do. All right.
Businessman.
I will sell out so fast.
At AMC.
Climbing the ladder. You just wait. I don't care whose daughter it is.
Oh my God. Hide your daughter. I'm getting him that shirt.
So then we got Breezango versus Imperium.
Yep.
Breezango actually got the win here. Surprised the hell out of me, but then Imperium just beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I love both teams, but I really love Imperium. I think they're a great heel team. So they need the momentum.
They do.
Not really much to say about that match though. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, wasn't anything super exciting, but it was, it was an entertaining match to watch.
Yeah. Then we had cruiserweight title Kushida versus All Heart. He really sold that one over. Trey Baxter, which included, he's fresh out of the training camps. Like this kid's new.
Yeah,
and solid performance. I think
he looked good, future. Man. Yeah, he looked good. If he keeps doing what he's doing, he's got.
Yeah, there were a couple points in the match where you could tell he was trying to figure out like where to take it. Like he doesn't have that experience that just you naturally know where to go. But he was working with Kushida, which is a great person to work with.
Right.
But yeah, just on a talent level, this kid's got it. It's gonna take that getting those matches in, get those reps in.
Yep.
I think he'll be a future champion.
Yeah, he's gonna be. He looks really good.
A Leon Ruff.
I think there's even more potential.
Yeah.
Than Leon, honestly. but he's just so young. And it's like Dominic Mysterio. It's like, you just got to find yourself. But this guy has his character down.
Right.
He just needs a little more just experience.
Yep. And he's going to get it.
And he's of course
he's going to get plenty of TV time.
And he needs to stay away from the main roster and stay in NXT.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he bumps up, Vince is going to slap him down, give him the old Ricochet treatment.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, 3-star match. And Kushida just looked solid. O'Reilly comes out at the end.
Yeah.
Sets up O'Reilly versus Kushida. This is going to be a fantastic match.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be really good.
Really surprised me too that O'Reilly, because I forgot. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess he is in the cruiserweight.
Yeah, I mean, he technically
would
fit in that category, but it's not going to be for the title.
I thought it was supposed to be for the title next week.
I don't think it is. I think it's just a regular fucking non-title one-on-one match.
If he beats him, then it's definitely for the title next.
Yeah.
And then LA Knight came on our screens to get the title from Ted DiBiase and then talk about his action figures and how much he loved him. And then he
childhood hero
whooped his ass.
Fucking destroyed DiBiase.
I love that though. Because then Grimes comes out and we've set up, the next stage in the feud. Good booking.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor Ted though, man. Like, I honestly did not see that coming. Like, I kind of
I didn't think the man could take a bump anymore.
Yeah. I thought Knight was going to do something, but I didn't think it was going to be
as
straight up like assault.
Yeah, like he fucking.
I was like, holy shit, dude, you're a dickhead.
But that's like LA Knight. Just he exudes dick charisma. Like
he does,
hate
man.
Him.
Yeah.
And this is perfect to put Grimes over, because when Grimes finally does get the $1 million title off LA Knight, it's going to be huge.
Oh yeah, people are going to lose.
Crowd's going to love it.
Yeah.
So to the moon. That's where we're going.
We're going to the moon, dude. Grimes is getting there. He's fucking getting there. Well, I'm not.
He's
not trying either.
He does it right.
Then we got Gargano coming up to talk about just how excited he is to have Samoa Joe there. And I loved this segment.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Austin Theory was dressed as Diesel.
Yeah. What are you doing, dude?
But it was just so funny.
It was.
Gargano, that's the thing about Gargano. He can do this like funny slapstick stuff, but the second he enters a ring, it's on.
Yes.
And very few people can balance that like that.
Yeah. He's like the best one that does it, man. Like Gargano, just all around.
Yeah, they are so lucky that they have Gargano. If they ever lost Gargano to another company, NXT would very much take a hit.
Huge hit, dude.
Especially since Adam Cole, it could be in the air,
Yeah.
So if they lose Cole, that's also going to be a big one.
Yep. It's going to be the new AEW Women's Champion. Britt Baker versus
He's going to pin Britt.
Yeah.
Take her title.
And he gets her with the Panama Sunrise. Adam Cole is your new AEW Women's Champion. The tiniest belt.
For the tiniest man.
Oh my God.
Is that going to be his gimmick? The tiniest man, Adam Cole?
I don't, but see, like, that's the thing, dude. He's not
small.
That small. He's really not. I don't
but
like.
If you ask Vince, he's like, oh yeah, his shoulders probably need a little work, but he doesn't have the definition.
No, that's the thing. Like, he's really not that small of a guy, but
he's the size of a guy who can do incredible ring work. Like, that's the thing. Like, Adam Cole could have a 5-star match with the dead person.
He really could. That's what he does.
Then we did get, in my opinion, the match of the night, which was Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter versus Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. This match was awesome.
Yes, it was.
Particularly because we have not seen Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter for a while, since the Dusty Cup.
Yeah.
And they are just so goddamn talented.
They are, dude. They really are. They make a great tag team. As small as Casey is,
she's amazing.
Dude, she's a fucking badass, dude.
American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah. Yep. She's really good, man. And Caden, even if they get to a point where they split her and Casey
both could have great singles careers.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, like, they put their styles together, because Caden Carter just kicks the fuck out of people. Like, those kicks are vicious.
Yes.
And she puts her offense with Catanzaro's just crazy aerial maneuvers,
shit.
and it just works. Like, there was one point like where she holds him for Carter holds the neck breaker, and then Catanzaro did the 450 into it. That's fucking awesome.
Like,
and there was a point where I thought they were going to beat Gonzalez and Kai.
They almost had it, dude.
So great match. I gave it 4 stars, and it's not often we get a 4-star match on WWE television.
Yeah, it was a really good match.
Tell me the last 4-star match you saw on Monday Night Raw.
I can't even go back that far, dude. Attitude era.
You're probably not wrong.
No.
So yeah, great fucking match. I was just the whole way through, and Gonzalez bumped around. That's why I like her too. She's not afraid to make someone else look good too.
No, she's not.
And the only thing that got messed up that whole match was the sidewalk slam, because Gonzalez couldn't turn Carter around fast enough. Like she kind of got stuck on her side.
Yeah.
So she just kind of fell.
Yeah.
But that happens sometimes when it's a timing thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then Zoe Stark saved Io Shirai from the way.
Yeah.
So the Way's got this thing with Gonzalez and Kai, but they also had this thing with Dexter Loomis going on, and they also had this thing with Io and now Zoe Stark. They get a lot of fucking shit on the plate, and we don't know what's really coming next.
Right.
I like that though.
It's an interesting thing, but I'm just like, wow, they're really getting booked
they're
going to the moon.
Yeah, they really are. They really fucking are.
But all 4 of them are just incredibly talented though. Because even Austin Theory, as dumb as the character they give him, like the guy can wrestle too in the ring. Like, great man.
He's good.
Then we got the main event, the tornado tag between the Grizzled Young Vets and Toothless Timmy and Tommaso Ciampa. What a hard hitting match this one was.
I knew it was going to be, man.
Both these teams are brutal.
Yes. Yes.
Man, like there were just some spots. Well, anytime you step in the ring with Ciampa and Thatcher, like you be prepared. You could lose many teeth.
Yes.
If you're not careful.
They're one of the most like intense tag teams in all of wrestling right now.
Yeah, look, gimmick, wrestling style. These are scary men.
Like Ciampa is
Ciampa's one of the scariest people I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, he really is. He's jacked, he's short, but he's, he has that fucking
Me and DJ were talking about that. He's the definition of shredded. The dude is
he really is.
It's incredible, really.
Yeah.
And he just looks insane. Like you look at him and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't want to step in the ring with this guy.
No.
Then you watch him wrestle, and then I really don't want to step in the ring with this guy.
That's the thing with Ciampa, though, man. Like he's always had that intensity, and that's why I love
back in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, that's why like his promos and shit are so good. Like when him and Thatcher first started feuding, that whole chair spot, dude, where he fucking just brought it down to the ring, was just sitting there. And then just stood up and flung that. I was
that's all he has to do.
Holy fuck, dude. It's so good.
Or when he was feuding with Adam Cole and he talked about, you took Goldie from me and he spray painted the X on the table and put Cole through it. Like he's got such a great character.
Yeah, I love Ciampa, dude.
If to make the 5-way match perfect, if you take out Cross and you just put in Ciampa, that match could have been like 11 billion stars.
Yes.
it's the greatest match in wrestling history at that point.
Man. That would have been bad as fuck.
But I like that they put him and Thatcher together. Because they Thatcher adds. He's also a super intimidating, hard hitting dude.
Yeah.
But the vets are no joke.
They're not.
But I love how like the vets tried to cut a promo and Ciampa that's like no, we're fighting. This is the match.
Yeah. Gibson's good on the mic, dude.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there was just so many hard-hitting spots, like where my favorite is when Thatcher and Ciampa took turns hitting the ropes and hitting the corners for like it was like 2 minutes of
uppercuts, dude. That shit's so funny, man. I love it.
Oh, so good. But the vets got some hits in on particularly Thatcher.
Yes.
They kicked him in the mouth so many times.
Yeah.
Ciampa got put through the top of the table, like that little wood piece.
Yeah.
Because there was a table spot later, but what is with the tables not breaking lately? Because
I don't know, dude. That shit's not gotta feel good.
Because when a table breaks, it gives and you have a little bit of leeway. But when it doesn't, you just hit the fucking table and all the wind's knocked out of you. Yeah, he did that like Sheamus type. Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's because before they would have them stand up to do the move, and it would just collapse before they even got to the move.
Yeah. So they made it a little. They tried to reinforce it. Now it's a little too strong.
Yeah.
Not turning out.
But yeah,
the tables are like Brock Lesnar's booking. You just can't win.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, he did that air raid crash to Gibson on the table. It didn't break, and then
I love how he's staring down the other guy in the ring, and then Thatcher's just right behind him, and you're
right
just like,
behind him, dude.
Here we go.
Yeah, it was a cool finish to the match too, man.
Yeah, the double submission was awesome.
Yeah,
just a very solid. And again, MSK, be very careful because you're about to go through the fight of your career.
They are. This is going to be the biggest fight of their career.
And I think there's going to be a stipulation involved. There's going to be some sort of like extreme variable to this match, I think.
Yeah, there might be. Could
be a tables match. Yeah. Just don't go through the announce table because it won't break.
Yeah.
Ethan in the background.
Ethan.
All right, and then we went to SmackDown where they pushed the Ray Roman match to SmackDown for ratings.
Yeah, for ratings, and they didn't even get them. Good job, WWE.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, and this pissed off Peacock because there's a big Hell in a Cell match that got taken off the card for the thing they're trying to promote because they don't get SmackDown right away on Peacock. They get the pay-per-views. When you take one of your big matches off a pay-per-view, it's hard for Peacock to sell that pay-per-view.
Yes.
And also USA got mad because Raw gets nothing and SmackDown's getting all the good booking and all the ratings.
Right.
So, and that's Fox, their competitor. So WWE, in trying to keep up with AEW, fucked over on two different other avenues.
Yeah.
So nobody won here.
No. It's dumb, dude. I don't like, what are they going to do to replace that match for tonight?
It's Dominic in Roman. I heard, but it's not Hell in a Cell.
Still, it's
because they did make Bailey and Bianca. That is Hell in a Cell. That got changed.
That's
because originally that wasn't. But I'm glad that Belair and Bailey get to do that though, because they'll probably have a really good match. And actually, we'll talk about it in a second. But the Roman Ray match wasn't bad.
No, it was decent. Ray got in some really good
spots. I was impressed. I thought Roman was just going to toss him around the whole time. So I was, but wait, we'll talk about that. But we did get Big E and KO versus Apollo and Aziz, which just so many big guy spots this week. This is pure WWE booking where Aziz in a stupid fucking general uniform just threw some guys around and he fingered people's throats. That's all he did.
Yep. Nothing impressive at all.
I did give it 2.5 stars only for when Apollo was in the ring with Big E or KO. That was the only time the match was good.
Yeah.
Best thing about Apollo Crews, fantastic wrestler.
Yep.
Great heel character.
Yeah.
Just don't like the Aziz thing only because of what Vince said about Strowman.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Omos, Aziz, we hate you.
Omos is not Braun Strowman.
No, neither is Aziz.
Neither is Aziz. Aziz at least he can wrestle. He does other stuff. I'll give him that. And they do set up Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn with the interference. And okay. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are never gonna have a bad match against each other.
So. Hell no, dude. No.
I mean, they've been wrestling each other for almost 20 years. Yep. So they know each other. It's gonna be fun tonight with that. I'm not mad for that reason.
No, it's gonna be good.
Then we got the battle for the crown. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin, and we got Rick Boogs. Oh man, I love Rick Boogs. I do. Yeah. He has made this whole entire feud for me.
I miss the Boogs talk.
We're just getting to it.
We just started it, so you're right on time. And again, Nakamura and Corbin, they every time it's the same match, except instead of the roll-up finish, Shinsuke
hit the Kinshasa.
Hit the Kinshasa. So I was like, okay, what a way to end it. We got the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura.
And poor Corbin was crying.
Yeah, although I hear there is going to be another King of the Ring soon.
Yeah, I've heard they're talking.
But it's going to be on Raw. Because they think Raw needs more gimmick shows to try to up their ratings. They're also going to try to do. They're going to need a lot. They need a lot.
They could definitely use some help for sure.
And then Rollins and Cesaro got set up as well. So, and again, those two are never gonna have a bad match against each other. So okay, nope. I'll take it, man.
That's gonna be a good one.
Then we got the Hell in a Cell, and as we talked about, Mysterio got some good spots in here.
Yeah,
he was trying to, deflect Roman's attack and just try to hit him with everything he could and try to finish this as fast as he possibly can, because the longer it goes, the least likely of a chance he had.
Yep.
It was a good storytelling, and I don't hate Roman Reigns. I just hate that Vince likes to shove Roman Reigns down my fucking throat.
Yeah.
Ever since he came in with Shield.
Yep.
So, and this character is the best character he's done.
Yeah, I agree.
They should have made him heel at the start. He's great working heel. Terrible working face, mostly because he can't cut promos.
Right.
Unless it pertains to his family and tribal chiefdom.
Yeah.
But yeah, solid match. And I don't know why they feel the need to do Dominic too in here, because your SmackDown Tag Champ shouldn't be used as a tool for your Universal title spot.
Right.
Other than the whole Usos thing, I understood why they did that, but now it's like, why are we still doing this? This seems a little unnecessary.
Yeah, it is.
WWE.
That's true. Yeah. Worldwide unnecessary entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the week in WWE.
Yeah.
Like I said, nothing spectacular, mostly skippable.
Yep. Again, NXT takes fucking supreme,
Then we head over to the other brand, All Elite Wrestling.
AEW.
They just fucking nail it.
Yes.
I watched Dark and Elevation again, so there's some brief notes on what happened there. Not as many as last time, actually. Because last time we had to actually talk about wrestlers because we never talked about them before. Now we can just go through that.
Right.
And Helico had a match with Mike Seidel, the yoga brother of the Seidel brothers. That's like his whole gimmick, is that he's good at yoga. And he is good at yoga. He's very flexible. But I don't know how you make a gimmick out of that. Like, he comes to the ring with the strap to his back. Stuff's weird. Strange.
Yeah.
And Hardy is still supporting TH2.
Yeah.
So they could join the Hardy family office.
Good. Matt's trying to get everybody he can.
And Elico actually got a win with the Navarro Death Roll and taps out the yoga master Mike Seidel.
Wow.
The lesser Seidel brother.
The lesser.
he is the lesser Seidel. Matt Seidel is an incredible athlete. And they gave Wardlow some momentum because he had that match against Hager. Dustin Rhodes and Lee Johnson got some momentum here. Sean Spears did. There's a lot of jobber matches. The Wingmen, they've been trying to recruit Orange Cassidy, which is like probably the least likely option they have.
Right.
We talked about what they did with JD Drake of taking this slobbering blue collar man and making him a wingman, making him pretty. Yeah. It was kind of uncomfortable, but I do like the stable. I do. Private Party beat some jobbers. Nyla Rose beat some jobbers. Orange Cassidy came in, and usually he's so cool, calm, and collected in the ring, but this guy pissed Cassidy off pretty quickly. And so instead of doing his whole pockets thing, he just orange punched him in the mouth and finished us off.
Wow.
So, like, you could tell he lost his cool for a second, where he was like, okay, no, I'm going to punch you in the mouth. I'm a guy here.
Hell yeah, dude. I like that.
It's pretty good stuff, because he went to put his hands in his pockets. The dude stomped his foot, and it made him mad.
Yeah, so, motherfucker, here you go, dude. Boom.
And then we got Julia Hart, who was with the Varsity Blondes. This is one of her first actual matches since she joined the Blondes, against Danny Jordan, who I think they need to use more, because her whole gimmick is she's a real mean girl.
Super mean.
And Julia Hart, I didn't know she's 19.
She's
she's very, very green, but like she's got potential, man. Like
yeah.
Because the thing about this match, there was a couple of times where, again, you could tell she's looking around trying to figure out what the next spot is, because it takes a while to get that natural match flow just in your DNA. You need more reps and matches.
Right.
But she's got the cheerleader background. She's very athletic. She's pretty good in the ring, great cardio. And Danny Jordan was a good opponent because they're about the same height too. So there wasn't like a big strength differential in it.
Right.
And Julia Hart gets the win with a standing sliced bread. So yeah,
nice.
Good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. Let me flip the page. Scorpio Sky had a match with Alex Reynolds. But the whole time Paige is on commentary just talking about Darby because they had that 2-on-1 Dynamite against Darby. So there's a lot of talking about Sting and Darby, even though Alex Reynolds is in the ring having a match. Poor Alex Reynolds.
Ugh.
But he wrestles the most, really, of any of the Dark Order. But he also loses the most. If
he does. He does lose a lot.
And then we headed over to Dark, where Danny Limelight and Ethan Page had a match. Really good match, 3.5 stars. But again, Sky's on commentary this time, and they just talked about Darby Allin.
Yeah.
So, but I also like Ethan Page's Ego's Edge, which is just the Razor's Edge.
Yeah.
Finish. I always love that move. It's just such a cool move. You just fucking toss someone across the ring on their shoulders.
Yeah.
Nyla beats another jobber because she's got the shot at Britt soon. So she's just getting all the momentum, which I totally understand having to do. But these poor jobbers, man. Nyla's a beast. So
she is. She ain't somebody to fuck with, that's for sure.
Evil Uno and Stu Grayson get a win. So Evil Uno gets a little bit of momentum back after his loss to Miro. And there was actually a fun point in the match where Uno just like tosses the guy's leg to Stu Grayson. He goes, "Here, hold this." And then he jumps and hits a neck breaker. It was nice.
Oh, yeah.
And Silver was on commentary talking about how cool Hangman was.
Yeah.
Because Taz was like, "Why are you hanging out with Adam Page? He's an asshole." And he's like, "Have you seen him? He looks so cool."
Yeah. Hangman. It's Hangman.
Also,
he is cool,
Silver's shoulders almost healed. So he'll be back in action soon, which I'm ready for. He's one of my favorite Dark Order members.
Yeah. I like him at 10.
Yeah. 10 is just a fucking wrestling machine. That guy is awesome.
Dude. Yeah. He's good.
Let's see here. Wardlow got another win. Cesar Bononi got a win. Kazarian got a win. Kylan King got a win. Sonny Kiss confronted Joey Janela.
Uh-oh.
Who blamed the interviewer for his problems. In classic Janela style.
Yeah.
Then Chaos Project, Amber's favorite tag team.
Yeah, Serpentico.
Took on the Gun Club, Billy Gunn and Colton Gunn. Love that Billy Gunn just gets to have fun with the Sons, getting him over. Like, that's the whole reason he's doing this. And there's one point, Billy Gunn's just flirting with the ref.
With Aubrey?
Yeah, like she's trying to point him in his corner, and he like, takes her hand, tries to dance with her. She's like, "Get in your corner. Just get in your corner."
He's having a good time with it.
He is, man. He's having so much fun.
He knows that he's not going to be like a champion or anything. He's
only here to get his boys over, and they are really talented.
They are.
So yeah, good stuff there. And at one point, Luther's like doing his thing where he yells, and Billy Gunn's like, "What did he say?" And he turns to the ref. He's like, "Seriously, what did he say? I didn't hear him." It's good stuff. But yeah, quick win for the Gun Club. Obviously, Serpentico never really gets to win things.
No.
Sorry, Amber. And then in our main event, we had Colt Cabana and Allen Five Angels against the Acclaimed. With the Acclaimed getting the win this time.
Damn.
I really like Max Caster. I think this guy's got a big, bright future.
He does.
And Bowens is a good wrestler, but I don't think he's got the gimmick. If this team splits up, that's a death sentence for Anthony Bowens.
Yeah, he'll just stay on fucking Dark.
In my personal opinion. Obviously, I never really get things right these days, but Then we have the last show to talk about before we get to the news, and that is AEW Dynamite, which was a very fun episode.
Yeah, it was.
Although not a great open, because we had this cage fight, this MMA fight between Wardlow and Hager. I'm not an MMA guy.
No.
People are like, "Well, it's real fighting." I'm like, yeah, it's also usually really boring and either way too long or way too fast. Like, there's no real satisfying thing for me in here.
Right.
It's just dudes hitting each other. And I can just go to a bar and see a couple guys just scrap it up. Like,
yep.
That's more entertaining.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was drug out, but it was basically just an excuse. I mean, Hager did win.
He did.
But he also has actual MMA experience.
Right. And it wasn't like they went by like MMA rules.
Yeah.
But
it was odd to see on AEW.
Yeah. But you could tell that it wasn't just a straight up MMA fight, because if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong because, like I said, we don't watch MMA or UFC or anything like that. like Wardlow was doing like power bombs and shit. And,
yeah, this was a wrestlers MMA.
Yeah, they had some wrestling moves, so it wasn't a straight up MMA match, but it was a cool, different, kind of match.
Do that kind of stuff in MMA.
I mean, you can do some slams of sorts.
Yeah, but I don't think you could power bomb somebody.
I'm not entirely sure. Maybe most people don't try.
I don't know.
But it basically just, was to get the inner circle and the pinnacle of brawling. Like that was the whole point of the match, which, okay, fine. It drives it forward. Yeah, but I understand why they advertised this match though, because it does bring in ratings for people who may not exactly be wrestling fans, but are MMA fans.
Yep. Yeah. It was good booking.
Yep.
Idea.
And then Team Taz is trying to figure out this Brian Cage situation.
Yeah.
And it's not working out. But Powerhouse Hobbs is like, yeah, while you guys are out fighting, I got left in the ring. Taz is like, you're absolutely right. That should not have happened. Yeah, we're gonna fix it.
Yep.
I'm like, you're not gonna fix it. Cage is done.
Cage is done. He's leaving Team Taz. He doesn't need them. He never really did to begin with. No, he can handle his own. Why put him with people that?
But it was a way to kind of ingratiate him.
Like, we love you. Here's some protein mix. I get him.
Yeah.
He's a big dude.
He is a really big dude. They don't call him the Swolverine for nothing.
Oh, exactly. No. He's a massive fucking guy.
He is massive. So then we got Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page versus Darby Allin. Darby knew he was going to lose going into this, but this again, Darby is that baby, that Shawn Michaels type of baby face where it's like he's gonna probably get his ass beat, but he's a late game player and he's gonna give everything he has in the match. Not gonna turn down fights. He's a scrapper.
Yeah.
And I mean, great match because you got Sky and Page doing great heel work, constant tag outs, just working over Darby. But Darby does get over at one point.
Yeah.
Ends up hitting a coffin drop. I thought that was gonna be it.
I did too, man.
Ego's edge. Darby does lose, but again, looks fantastic. 4-star match. I gave this one.
Yep.
This great storytelling.
Yeah.
And then we got Orange Cassidy versus Cesar Bononi. Basically wingmen versus best friends.
Yep. Pretty much.
And the wingmen are trying to make Cassidy pretty is the thing. But there's one point Bononi gets tossed out of the ring and they're spritzing his hair and trying to wipe him off. I was dying laughing.
Yeah, it's funny.
Cassidy had that self tanner on it smudged on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no.
And Bononi is a really good wrestler. He was a house of fire to start out this match.
Yeah.
And they put the hunk jacket on Cassidy.
Yeah, when he stayed in it for a lot longer
than I thought
he was going
to. And then he tosses it off, and the best friends toss him his sunglasses, and I'm just like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then huge orange punch to everyone. He hits everybody with it, hits JD Drake with it. Then Bononi, boom, we're out of here. He didn't hit Peter Avalon, the dude with the porn stash. Didn't hit him.
No.
He didn't show his face.
He was smart. He was like, well, maybe I shouldn't get in the ring.
Yeah. That guy's on a roll.
Cassidy's gonna knock me the fuck out.
It was just a fun match. I gave it 3.5 stars.
Yeah, it was good.
If you're gonna do goofy shit, go to the max with it.
Yeah, exactly. And they did.
And they did.
They did.
Then we got Omega calling Jungle Boy Jungle Jack.
Yeah,
which made me laugh more than I thought it would. But Jungle Boy got a good hit on him. He reared back, it smacked his jaw.
Yeah.
And this makes me think: could Jungle Boy, a week from yesterday, can he take the belt off Omega? Because we've got this huge build for it.
He's got a good chance, dude.
I hope so.
And we all know who the number 2 contender is. That's Hangman. So could we get Jungle Boy and Hangman?
Oh, that would be, dude. That's gonna be a 5-star match.
I mean,
if that happens,
even if it was Omega and Hangman, we've seen them tie up before.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they're both amazing.
Anyway, Jungle Boy's getting so much momentum in his career just for being in this match.
Yeah. It's a big match, dude.
And I can't wait to see it. It's going to be a banger.
It's going to be fucking good. It's going to be really good.
And then Matt Hardy locks Christian in a cage.
Yeah, that was
because
weird.
he's Christian Cage.
And then he's handing him a check.
Yeah, she's basically trying to get him out of the company. But this is going to build to Christian versus Matt Hardy, which, you know, if you've seen any matches in the late 90s, early 2000s, you know this is an A+.
Oh yeah, dude. This has got nostalgia written all over it.
This is good stuff. Although
I'm excited.
I wish we had Jeff and Edge because this could be even better.
They're gonna bring Lita in to be the special guest referee.
I mean, she's got to do to get a paycheck.
Yeah.
Oh, she's done with WWE, so she can go to AEW.
Maybe she'll hit the moonsault better this time.
No.
Well, the last couple of times she was a little short on it.
Well, she's not young like she used to be.
Right.
Then we got Cody Rhodes and Brock Anderson.
Brock Anderson
versus QT Marshall and Aaron Solo. Again, Brock. It's like looking at the Four Horsemen again. Like this guy is young. Arn Anderson he even has like the ring gear too. I'm like,
talk about his ring gear.
Yeah,
the powdered blue trunks.
Joey was like, I think they're a little too big.
His trunks looked a little big on him, dude.
Well, Arn had a little more width to him. They might be Arn's fucking trunks.
That's creepy.
I mean, it very well could be.
I hope he's wearing something underneath.
Because I mean, that's going to be his whole thing. You know, he's going to follow exactly in
he's the
footsteps.
Right from the man's ball sack. It's Brock Anderson.
I'm glad they're big. I don't want to see more of him. He's not the kind of guy you want to see more of.
Well, I don't know. This may start a career for Brock Anderson.
Yeah, like he's obviously just
the retro wrestler Brock Anderson, man.
His
whole style just screamed 70s wrestling.
Yes, absolutely. Like, that's what I was about to say.
You know, like the strong spots in the corner when he was just the shoulder blocking the hell out of QT.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Like and this would be good. You know, not everybody has to be all amazing in the ring. You can just have a solid. Just look at FTR. They're old school wrestlers.
Yep.
So, you know, there could be a future for Brock Anderson. He just needs to kind of figure out what his gimmick is besides being the sperm of Arn Anderson.
Yeah.
But it was a good match. QT Marshall, I think, really underrated in the wrestling community. Like, I've been watching this guy since Ring of Honor as well. And like, he was one of those guys that deserved more, and Cody's given him more. And you see why he's so damn good.
Yeah.
But there was an amazing spot where QT like whips Cody around, who just immediately gets him in the Canadian Destroyer. Yeah. It was awesome.
That was fucking cool.
Great spot there. But
that was super fucking
3.5 star match because we got good, solid, just classic wrestling and with a little bit of mix of the new school. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good match, man.
Then we got Adam Page hyping up the Dark Order.
Yes.
Where he's like, 10, he won in the main event. This person, John Silver, his shoulder's healing. He's like, Alex Reynolds got a new jacket. It's okay. And he's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Love the Dark Order.
Good spirits, man.
Dark Order are so much fun.
They are.
And now that they got the Hangman with them, it's even better because I love Hangman.
Yeah. I think everybody does.
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to because he's an incredible wrestler and he's got that charisma. He's got that fucking main event charisma, and it's that's a rare find.
Yeah.
Then we got Julia Hart versus Penelope Ford. I had forgotten about Penelope Ford.
She hasn't been on there in a while.
So when I'm like, oh yeah, because when they were showing the promotionals, they just showed the pictures for Julia Hart and Penelope Ford, and I was like, who is that other person? I was like, oh, Penelope Ford with the whole the Miro and the Kips. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay match. I gave it 2.5 stars. Again, Julia Hart's just very young. She needs it a little, and she's getting the experience now.
Yeah.
Another couple years, I think she'll be given solid performances.
She will. She will for sure.
And the Blondes tussle with Miro at the end.
Yep.
Interesting setup. I don't know what we're going for here.
I think it's going to be Miro and Brian Pillman Jr. On next Saturday for the TNT title.
Yeah, they showed the graphic for that.
Yeah.
So good.
That's what they were setting up for.
I must have missed that. Yeah, but that's a good little thing for Brian Pillman Jr. there.
Yeah, he's not going to win.
No, of course not.
Miro's just, dude, I don't know.
It's going to take someone with a hell of momentum to take out Miro because he's undefeated.
Braun Strowman.
It could be. You may be the best man, but I'm the big man.
Yeah, I'm the big main. I'm the monster main.
Monster main. Yeah. All Out could happen.
Dude, yeah, it could.
Although there's someone that we hope going to be at All Out, Mr. Tommy End.
Mr. Tommy End. Yeah.
At All Out.
Still working on getting him back.
Yeah, they're still trying to get him.
From what I've heard, though, he's saying no.
Good. Keep fucking saying no.
And he's had nothing but good things to say about his WWE run. But I think he's like, yes, it was a great opportunity. I've benefited from it greatly. I had a good time. But he talks about it like it's in the past.
Yep.
It's time for a new horizon for this guy. And I think he knows that we all are begging for it to happen.
Yeah.
If he's an AEW, forget Cameron Grimes, Tommy End's to the fucking moon.
Yeah.
Guy's incredible. Then we got our main event for Dynamite. Yes, before we get to the news, we got Pentagon, Eddie Kingston, and Kazarian taking on Matt Jackson and the Good Brothers. What a solid lineup of guys.
Oh, it was a great match, dude.
I gave it 4.5 stars.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a very good match.
And Kingston carried the load for the face team. He wrestled a lot. Man. He's an old school kind of wrestler, but he's got that good style to him. Like he can carry a match. If you need someone just to get in there and lock it up till the big spot comes, that's Eddie Kingston.
Yep, he will do it.
Kaz was a house of fire in this match too. Which now that he's gone singles, he needs that extra little bit of momentum. So I understand why he was here. But Pentagon did the high spots. Pentagon was doing the crazy wrestling stuff that we all know him for.
Yep.
Like there's one point where he like goes up over the ropes and then pulls him into a backstabber, and you're like, oh shit! All right.
Yeah, I hit that on Anderson.
And then Nick shows up with the spray bottle, and Anderson hits the super cutter for the win.
Yep.
Heels get the win, which they need. Good solid match though. Great time. Good way to close out a Dynamite. This beats any main event WWE's had in a long time.
Absolutely.
Then we got some news. At Smackdown this week, Becky Lynch backstage.
Yep.
So, we're not far removed, although I think she's going to go on Raw because there's a title on Raw she never lost, and there's a young up-and-coming champion that needs to have a match with Becky Lynch. She's already faced Charlotte Flair. She's already faced Asuka. It's time for Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. That's a match I want to see.
It's going to happen.
Because even if Rhea were to lose it to Becky, that's still an outcome I like. Because Becky Lynch is my favorite of the 4 horsewomen.
Yep.
Also, someone potentially returning in August. Joe, you'll like this information. The Fiend slated for early August.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's gonna be before SummerSlam,
and that they have a storyline in mind. They know what they're doing. It's not just he's slated for it. So let's hope it's something good.
Yeah.
With Bray, you have to ask that question.
Yeah.
But at least there's something happening.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got here.
Did you hear who else was supposed to be returning to shows?
Go ahead. I might have it on my notes. Yes, Edge is supposed to be SummerSlam.
Yeah. Edge is SummerSlam.
Because John Cena is supposed to return heel. So heel John Cena and face Edge.
That could be
a reversal of the 2007 feud.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. As long as Edge wins.
And did you hear about the person that broke into the Thunderdome and stole that shit?
No.
Someone broke into a Thunderdome, stole a bunch of stuff, including Sheamus's Celtic Cross necklace. That really big fucking necklace he has. It's expensive.
Wow.
Was stolen from the Thunderdome locker room. And he's offered a reward to get it back. That includes a bunch of front row seat shows.
Damn.
Because he's had that for a long time. That's a very important item to him.
Let's go on a hunt, dude.
I think someone also stole the 24/7 title, which is kind of ironic.
Was it R-Truth?
If this is
does somebody else have that?
If this is a fucking work that R-Truth has stolen, I'd die. But no, it was all over Twitter. This seems pretty serious because there was a link to the Florida Police Department as well. So
damn, that's crazy. I didn't hear about that.
Feel bad for Sheamus on that.
Yeah, that sucks.
Also, is AEW making a new title? They showed a super close up of a potential new title. That it's speculated we're gonna have a trios title. So, we're gonna have a lot more 6-man tags.
That'll be cool.
Trios title.
I thought they were supposed to announce that on AEW Dynamite, and they didn't.
Still haven't heard anything about it, but although I think your first trios champions is gonna be Death Triangle.
Yeah. Yes, dude. I fucking like that.
I mean, that makes the most sense.
It does. Or it could be best friends.
Could be best friends.
It's going to be between those two.
Could be Jurassic Express.
Yeah, fuck. Marco and
they have a lot of good trios.
Jungle Boy is busy right now.
Yeah.
Well, if Jungle Boy loses the world title, we know where it's going. If he wins the world title, we know where it's not going.
Yep.
Also, Sonya Deville returning soon.
That's what I heard. Yep.
And apparently, this is news I'm not super fond of. Vince loves the Reginald character and wants to do more with it. Why do you love this character?
Yeah, he's
a tiny man that just flips around the ring when he wrestles women. It's fucking hilarious.
That's so funny. That's
get in the ring with Alexa Bliss, Reginald.
Yeah, I read that. I don't know what Vince
doesn't really make a lot of sense.
He's going senile.
John Senile.
John Senile.
Father's Day, you got dad jokes, right?
It's Father's Day, bro. It's Father's Day.
And what a way to celebrate Father's Day with Hell in a Cell tonight.
Yep.
Cool, man. And the card still isn't fucking official, so we don't even know.
It's not going to be until the first bell rings.
Who knows who's going to wrestle tonight?
It's like
FCW.
How do you plan a pay-per-view but not have one, the whole fucking card finished, but two, the whole script or whatever could be done, but we all know Vince is notorious for, oh well, I don't like that, rip it up, and then we'll just throw let's see who's still on the roster. Titus O'Neil.
Oh no, I fired them. wait, he's still here. I can't keep up.
They're just, I don't know, dude.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Put Jackson Riker and Elias out there again. And have it in a count out. That's what the fans love.
Yeah.
Bullshit finishes all around.
Yep. I don't know.
I'm the Oprah Winfrey of bullshit finishes. You get a bullshit finish. You get a bullshit finish. You get a bullshit finish.
Yeah. Good old Vince, dude.
It's so stupid. But I did listen to the Mark Henry interview with Renee about why he went to AEW, because there was speculation, but we didn't really know for sure. And it kind of seemed really random when he showed up on AEW.
Yeah.
But what he had said is for the past, 12 years, he's been a part of like talent scouting and a bunch of stuff, but he wasn't getting paid for it. He was just doing it. And he asked Vince, like, hey, look, I need more money, essentially. Right. And I want to do more work. I don't just want to be like a legend deal or whatever that a lot of people, he goes, I want to, since I do talent scouting, just pay me for talent scouting. And like, I want to be on the writing staff. Like, I want to do stuff. Mm-hmm. And Vince is like, well, that's a lot going on right now, Mark. I don't think I could do that. And he's like, well, okay. Is there anyone else I can talk to? Maybe, that we can figure something out. And nothing ever really came of it. So he told Vince, like, look, my contract's coming up. I've been WWE loyal for, 25 years.
Yeah.
But if another deal comes along, I will take it. And Vince even said, I understand if you do that. That's totally fine. Because it's not really Vince's fault that there's not a big thing available, especially right now when they're doing all these job cuts and stuff. There's probably not a whole lot open.
Right.
But I understand Henry wants to get paid for his work. That makes total sense. Like, if you're doing all this extra stuff, you want to get paid for it. So apparently Henry is also friends with Tony Khan because they love football and wrestling. So that's what they talk about.
Yeah.
So he called up Tony Khan and said, hey, I want to do talent scouting. I want to do community work with, Jacksonville. I want to do writing and everything else. And I want to help train new wrestlers. And Khan said, of course, dude, come on over. We'll find a spot for him.
Yeah.
We'll pay him.
That's the whole thing with Vince, dude. It's like, he has plenty of people that have been loyal as fuck to his company.
Big Show was one.
Exactly. And then, you know, you take Mark Henry's, you know, what he's doing talent scouts and all this, and Vince doesn't want to fucking pay him. Dude, the dude's been in your company for fucking 25 years, man. Hasn't gone anywhere.
And it's been very important to the company.
Yes.
Not only on, you know, in wrestling, but, you know, behind the scenes. I actually found out Mark Henry is the one who got Daniel Bryan to WWE.
Really?
Yeah, because he saw him wrestle in Canada and said, like, this guy's amazing. Like, we need to sign him. And on his own time, reached out to Daniel Bryan online or over the phone back then. Because he was talking to him about it. He's like, oh, by the way, this is Mark Henry. And he's like, what, Mark Henry?
Yeah.
And, you know, sent everything to Vince. And it was funny because they asked, how big is he? Because they you know, Daniel Bryan's not a big guy. And Mark Henry lied. And he said, yeah, he's about 6'1", 200 pounds. Because he's like, he goes, if they see this guy, size won't matter. But if I tell them there's his size now, they're going to just axe him. And when he showed up to his tryout, we all know what happened. So Mark Henry did that work to get Daniel Bryan in. Mark Henry got Braun Strowman.
Wow.
Because Braun Strowman was a power lifter. Like, that was what he was doing for his profession. Obviously, Mark Henry, also a lifter.
Right.
Goes to those kind of competitions. Saw Braun, and he's like, dude, you need to go to wrestling.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I don't have any interest in wrestling. I just want to lift. And he's like, dude, the most you're going to make lifting is like 100,000 a year. He's like, you need to go to wrestling. And a couple years later, Braun called up Mark Henry, said, hey, is there any way you can get me into wrestling? Look what fucking happened.
Yeah. Didn't
get paid for any of that. Those are two huge stars that he got to WWE on his own time and dollar.
Wow.
Messed up.
And he also got Rich Swann over. He got Apollo Crews. Like, Mark Henry's signing the talent.
Yeah.
When you have talent scouts who aren't signing these guys.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense, dude.
Tony Khan, that was a no-brainer. Like, yes, Mark Henry, you can come and like any, like these young wrestlers that get to spend time with Mark Henry and The Big Show and Chris Jericho. Like, they have so much talent. Like, this is a perfect guys to be training guys. So
yeah, exactly.
AEW has the upper hand.
It's going to be vital for their fucking wrestling careers because you've got 3 fucking vets that know everything.
Mm-hmm. And Mark Henry's a great talent scout, apparently, and he's doing all this community work now. It makes total sense why Mark Henry went to AEW now that that's all on the table. I didn't know he signed Daniel Bryan. That was probably one of the biggest signs that WWE's had in years.
Yep.
Now he's not there anymore. Now he's in New Japan.
Yep.
But Henry did that work.
That's crazy.
So Daniel Bryan would have never been in WWE had not been for Mark Henry on his own time doing this.
Yep. And Vince should take all that shit into fucking accountability, man. But he doesn't. He wants to do what the fuck he wants to do. And
I think Henry's going to get reunited with Strowman soon in AEW.
Yeah, it's good. Very well could happen.
But yeah, it's AEW, they're winning just because they're not saying no.
Right.
Like, they're just, if it's good for business, they're going to do it.
Yep.
And WWE, they don't have a lack of talent. They have so much talent, but they're not pushing the right guys at the right time.
No.
And even the guys that they do stuff with, like Sheamus, they're not giving them the program they need.
No.
Like, we have too much screen time for guys like Lashley and McIntyre and Roman and we need to give it to other people so we can get them over and like make a quality show, because WWE is not winning this war with AEW.
They're not.
Well, people think that AEW is playing like the game of Monopoly wrong, where they're going around the board and they're buying everything and they're going to run out of money. But I think they're doing pretty well.
Well, Tony Khan is not going to run out of money.
No, that dude's loaded.
They compete with Vince.
Yeah, but also they're buying the strategically well-placed. So they're not just picking up everyone, because there's people they haven't picked up that went to TNA or went to, Ring of Honor and all sorts of other stuff. But they made deals with those other companies so they can still get that talent without ever actually paying for it.
I think they're being smart. That's how I play Monopoly.
They're playing the long game. Like, they're building a reputation.
Exactly.
As quality wrestling. And they're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that their wrestling program is the superior product, and that's going to win in the future.
Yeah, because doing the cross brand shit, dude, like cross companies, like it just makes fucking sense, dude.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, it's when it comes down to it, it's all wrestling. That's it.
And that's what it should be.
Yeah, that would be a huge thing for WWE if Vince could get off of his fucking high horse.
Well, most of their money comes from not wrestling.
Yeah.
No, they've offered that they want to work with other people, but nobody wants to work with them.
Because everybody sees what Vince does.
They're too controlled. Yeah,
the only way WWE is going to be a part of this deal is if Vince McMahon leaves the company. That's the only way.
Yeah.
But that's also probably the only way WWE can keep up, because yes, they have the money and the fan, loyalty for now, but with each passing year, it's going to get worse and worse worse.
It is.
Because it already has. AEW has been around for 2 years.
2 years.
And look at how far they've come in those 2 years.
Yeah.
And look how many people have stopped watching WWE, or particularly Monday Night Raw in general. That's their flagship show. That's their fucking show.
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah, well, I'll just watch SmackDown because Raw's kind of bullshit. Yeah. And it's like, and you let it get there. And then you want to say that, oh, it doesn't matter, the fans are just too picky. No, we're actually very lenient, because I still watch your shitty program, because as a child, you gave me good quality entertainment, and I can't let that go.
Right.
So fuck you for not doing such easy work.
Yeah.
I could bring, Christopher, who is 8 years old, and he could book a better show than the people you have on staff.
Yeah.
A monkey could just throw darts at a board and probably make a better Raw than what you're doing.
Yeah.
So no, instead of blaming the fans, you need to look
inside
your fucking self and figure out why your business is failing.
Yeah. Because AEW knows what the fuck they're doing. And like, I get it, man. Everybody that gets released or gets fired from WWE can't go to AEW. There are other.
But there's so many now because of this open deal. There's so many avenues.
There is.
Back when there only used to be WWE, where getting released was a death sentence.
Yes.
You can go to AEW is great, but Impact is doing very well. NWA rose from the fucking ashes, and they're doing well.
Yeah.
You have Ring of Honor, you have New Japan. There are so many different avenues to go to, and this is the best time to not only be a wrestling fan, but to be a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Because you have all these options to make money and be successful, and you don't have to go to the WWE.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and this should have just been a wake-up call to WWE, because that's the thing. You don't have to do much work.
Nope.
You have the talent, you have storylines that start to make sense, and then you purposely just fuck them up.
Yeah. And I think that's got a lot to do with it too, man, is because WWE has been that brand for so many years. WCW failed. ECW went under.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all because
TNA went under once.
Yeah,
twice, actually.
It all revolves around fucking WWE, man. They just had all that success, but now.
And even when AEW first came about, we waited for that shoe to drop.
We did.
It never fucking dropped because they handled themselves very well.
Yes.
And even Tony Khan, the financer, cares about professional wrestling. That was the WCW. The people running it didn't care about wrestling. They were just trying to compete with the WWE. It was about competition.
Yep.
This is not about, half the time, the AEW doesn't care about competing. They just want to make good wrestling.
Yep.
And that's what they're doing.
Yes.
And it's not that hard.
No, it's really not. WWE is going to be in trouble, man. Yeah. They really are.
As wrestling fans, we just want to see a good match and a good storyline. That's it. We're not looking to see like next level futuristic crazy shit. I mean, the AEW gives it this, but our expectation, especially with WWE, man, my expectations shouldn't be as low as they are.
Right.
Like sometimes if I just get a match that looks like a wrestling match, I'm like, wow, that's different.
That was great.
Yeah. See that, like we talked
like
about
Rick Boogs. I shouldn't love Rick Boogs so much, but that's one of the only things I have to hold on to is a man on a guitar screaming.
Yeah. And like we talked about, Bray a little bit ago about how they're slating him for a return.
Yeah.
Normally I would be freaking the fuck out, dude, because everybody knows I fucking love Bray.
But they always fuck him up.
They fuck him up, dude. And I'm I'm sick of seeing it. I am
Look at
sick of fucking
WrestleMania.
seeing it.
A fucking newborn child could have told you that Bray was going to win that match. Could have looked at the stats and told you it was going to be. And Randy Orton won and then went on to do this other shit he could have done without winning. He didn't need that win. Bray needed that win.
Yes.
And Bray still could have left for a while.
Yep.
If he wanted to, after winning that match. So when Randy won that match, it was like, this is a prime example of not good booking.
Right.
Because you built the storyline around Bray winning.
Yeah.
And then at the last second, you're like, well, actually, we're just going to have Randy Orton win.
Yeah. In 6 minutes.
Yeah.
6 minutes.
Due to an Alexa Bliss interference that was never fucking explained.
Never.
So it was like, in the end, what happened?
Yeah.
Nothing. It's a bag of nonsense.
Yep. It looked cool. I mean, it was a cool visual, but
there's more story structure in Blue's Clues than there is in wrestling, and that doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, you're right, man.
It's true.
It is.
At the end of a Blue's Clues episode, I'm like, well, yeah, that's kind of dumb, but it made sense. But at the end of Raw, I'm like, what are we doing? What's happening? I don't understand. Who is that? Why are we calling her Dewdrop now? It's it's all fucking stupid.
Yep, it's stupid, dude. But like I said, they keep up their dumb shit. They're gonna keep losing people like they already have. And I'm telling you, within the next 5 years,
the only thing that they
AEW
book
is gonna be the
directly
top dog.
is NXT. NXT is the only thing that is a quality product every time. That's one of the only reasons I hold on to WWE. I mean, there's a few. There's Jeff Hardy, there's the New Day, there's RK Bro, there's the Fiend, but there was Alistair at a time.
Yeah.
Big E, I love him. But they're as each of those things go away, like I might just start watching just NXT. If it continues down, and I'll pick up TNA and fucking NWA.
Yeah. That's how we've kind of been. We're kind of just like, oh, it's Monday night.
The only reason I watched Raw this week is because we were talking about it on this podcast. That's the only thing that got me through Raw.
Same.
Yeah. Same. With SmackDown as well, dude. It's just like
I'd rather watch SmackDown.
I would rather watch SmackDown because there's a few things I like on that.
Bring back Sunday Night Heat. I'd rather watch that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hell, I'd rather watch the 1950s wrestler workout things that they always put on fucking syndication. I'd rather watch a dude just do a bunch of bench presses than watch fucking Raw again to see the same thing happen.
Yeah.
It's so sad because they have so many good.
They do. They have, and they don't use half of them.
No.
And then that's another thing they do that's dumb is they don't utilize the talent that they have.
The only thing that could potentially help is that draft if they did it right.
Yeah, the draft is slated for early September, I believe.
I thought it was August.
They pushed it.
Yeah, they pushed it to September.
Like everything.
Which kind of sucks because it could have made SummerSlam, a little more interesting.
Well, I mean, it's going to come on the tail end of SummerSlam. So SummerSlam's going to be like, and SummerSlam's the first fan show back for them.
Right.
So we are now officially, everyone's there all the time now.
Right. They need to make this a big fucking deal.
Which they're trying to have. That's why they're trying to have like Lesnar and Cena and Edge, because they think that, Lesnar does draw fans of some sort to an extent.
Yeah.
Not diehard wrestling fans. It's more so just, the jockey guys like, whoa, he's so huge. Suplex City, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
The people I hate.
Yeah.
But they're a fan base.
Yeah.
And so, they're putting a lot in SummerSlam, but if they put all their eggs in the SummerSlam basket and it doesn't succeed,
they're fucked.
That's not looking so good. So, but again, they're WWE. It's going to take them a long time to truly fail because they have so much money.
Yeah.
Like it's going to, and then they've been hemorrhaging money for the past few years.
Yeah.
But because it's so much money, it's going to take a while.
It will, but it's I'm telling you, man.
At least 5 more years.
Yeah.
Until they have to really start thinking about shit.
Yeah. But AEW is fucking gonna be.
Wouldn't that be crazy if AEW bought out WWE?
Because there's been all this talk about McMahon potentially selling, which is why he's doing all these budget cuts, because they've cut a lot of like executives and things you don't normally just cut.
Right.
And what a fucking full circle it would be, WWE bought WCW. What if AEW purchased WWE? Like what, like as a wrestling fan, like someone who, was alive in the Attitude Era and everything else, like just to to see that happen, to see a day where WWE wouldn't maybe exist anymore. That's
Talk
weird.
It is weird. It is fucking weird.
But
because
it's even crazy to have the conversation because even just a couple years ago, if you just said WWE could potentially not exist, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like the only thing.
Yeah.
I still don't think it would happen. I think WWE will be around.
No, I think they'll be around for a while, but it's just they need to start managing things better.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a business, but business is not good right now.
No, it's not. I think eventually they'll get it figured out, but they're always going to have AEW fucking biting at their heels, man.
Because they're not slipping. AEW is just they're getting better, and each pay-per-view seems to be better than the last.
Yeah.
Guys are putting on, and girls are putting on incredible matches.
Yep.
And because they have the EVPs that they do, and everyone just cares about quality wrestling product. And, no one's trying to make movie deals, and most of their merchandise that they sell is for charity.
Yeah.
AEW does.
Yep.
So really, they're just going off of their ticket sales. They're a wrestling company. They're not, a multimedia franchise.
Right.
And because WWE is, that's why we're seeing as much failure as we've seen in the past couple of years. Because when you have your hands in like 17 pots, it's hard to keep track of everything. Some things are going to boil over.
Yeah. Yep. Just like an Overcooked.
What happened?
Overcooked, my game on Nintendo Switch. He hates it. He's terrible.
Yeah.
He just said it just like an Overcooked.
So that's gonna put an end to our discussion of the week's events, and that was more just a discussion of maybe this podcast should be why WWE could potentially fail in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, next week we're gonna talk about Hell in a Cell next week. We're going to talk about the week in wrestling. We're going to talk about if Jungle Boy, well, actually, we'll do a podcast Saturday morning, so we won't know the Jungle Boy result yet, but we'll definitely be talking about the anticipation of said Dynamite, because that's going to be probably one of the biggest title matches in a long time. Everyone's been talking about this match.
Yeah. It's going to be a good one, man. I'm looking forward to it.
So until next time, Wrestle. What? Yes, what?
Sorry, did you get to watch the China documentary on
I did not.
So good. You have to watch it.
I will add that to the list.
Make you hate Triple H a little bit. It's just sad.
China had an interesting career, though, from wrestler to porn star.
It was so good. They covered everything.
Which is good, though. She deserves her credit for, she was a
Absolutely.
big part of the wrestling.
Yes.
Did you know she was an English teacher in Japan? Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, she was.
She did. I wish I could have met her. She seemed like such an interesting person.
Yeah.
She was.
Yeah.
It's such a good watch. If you
I'll check it out. I haven't watched a lot of those Vice documentaries, but I've heard they all are always really good.
Well, this one's different. It covers her actual documentary she did before the year before she died. It covered 365 days, and it had her producers on it and everything, and it just covered everything. It was really interesting.
I think the last wrestling documentary I saw was Yokozuna's.
Really?
Which was pretty good. Did you guys ever check that out?
I didn't see that one.
It's on Peacock. It's sad story.
It usually is.
But yeah, most wrestling documentaries don't end happy.
No, they don't.
Like Mark Henry talked about in that interview. He said, I'm one of the only older school pro wrestlers you've never seen in a headline that dealt with jail time or something.
Right.
It's pretty impressive actually to come out clean.
Yeah. Yep.
Mark Henry.
Yeah, you did it.
Yay.
So until next time, wrestling fans, get through those bad shows, enjoy the good ones, and always stay nerdy.